Hi, and welcome back. Okay, so the next piece we've got to do is probably best entitled taking your Dreadnought and making it look like a Dreadnought. What I need to do is take these two parts here and just start by attaching them together. Right, with that done, I'm going to head into my front viewport and do some selecting. There we go. Right click, hide unselected, and into perspective. Okay, now I can see what I'm doing better. Now, select these and press F4. If I look at the back there, kind of want to bring it across, but not from that point. So, just kind of look at this, and there, and there. Do a connect. Comes about halfway, so I'll put in 2 rather than 1. That way it comes across slightly higher. Now over here, same again. Remember there's chamfers going on, so you don't want to accidentally select the wrong chamfer, because then it won't do anything. There we go. Now, pull out of it. And what I need to do is select there and do a ring. I can do it here as well. And then a quick connect just once this time. And that gives us these parts that we can kind of connect together. Or can connect together once I've selected this bottom piece here anyway. There we are. And I quite fancy connecting these ones as well actually, so ring it and ring it again. Do a quick connect. There we are. That means I can now connect these middle parts together and we'll have room for the engine box to come in as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just use the normal select tool. And a quick bridge. Oink, like so. Now, obviously, got a few chamfers need to be done before we can even get on to doing anything here. And of course we've got the pipe work, which kind of small and a bit weird, the pipe work really, but make sure that middle bit's selected. Might want to push this out just a touch more. No, that'll be fine. Alright. Effect pivot only. Set it to object. Wide, small, wide, small. Sorry, I just sometimes do that when I get distracted. Okay, I'm gonna work on this middle piece then and just put its chamfers in that it needs. Little loop there. And another quick one there. Now chamfer. Just click that chamfer box there. I'll bring it down to about 0.5-ish. And click OK. There we go. Now drag it around. We're going to have to come back, by the way, and do something with that. So I must try and remember. So much to do in this tutorial, and I'm trying to get so much of it done in one go, you know. It's not particularly easy. Now then. I need to bring this part here and here down actually. Let me have a look at this. I think what I'll do is I'll actually undo that chamfer that I just did there. Pull back. Now I can't just push that down particularly because it will break that chamfer there. So I can go until I'll need to rebuild that chamfer as well. However, it does come down here, so if we look, these guys are still selected here. Make sure these are selected too. good idea is just to click the chamfer tool, then you can see if they're selected or not. Okay, I'll just turn that off a minute, so I can make sure they're all selected now. And over here I've got to do the same thing, obviously. I'm just going to do a quick zoom. I'm going to cancel that so I can zoom in and see what I'm doing properly. I don't want to select that piece, I want to select that piece. There. Right, check it over, check it over, check it over. Looking good. Chamfer. That piece needs to be done. Thought I'd selected that one, obviously I haven't. And that one also needs to be done. There we go. Simple. Okay, zoom out, and now we've got that kind of drop down piece there. Now we've got 3 pieces over here that we need to look at. So this is a bit of an interesting shape as well, as I recall. So what I'll have to do is connect that piece there to this hidden line here as F3. There we are. Now I'll do a connect twice. That gives us these 3 here, you see. Now I'm going to do a select by polygon and insert by polygon, and I'm just going to raise them until they're literally bordering. You'll see it just about there. There it is. Now they're not quite wide enough, so I want to widen them a bit more. There we go. And let's just start on the local axis. I think I'll just make them a little bit longer actually. There we are. Now I'm going to bevel them in. And I'm going to move them, not on the local, just on the view. Now I'm going to bevel them again just a tiny bit. And then just a tiny extrude, so that I can move them again. Now obviously I want to flatten these edges in, so I'll move it onto the view for the scale tool. Just do that, just to scale them in obviously. Now back to this tool again. Just going to go around here. Oops. Make sure I've got all the bits I need selected, yeah? Okay, and I don't know what these do even. I really should look it up, I suppose. There we go. Now, what I want to do, just to save me some time because I'm lazy, is just grab, plop, go into elements. I can just, oops, wrong one. Move these forward. Will you stop doing that? Here we go, move these forward. And start lining them up a bit. And this one too. There we go. There. Okay, now zoom out again, and you can see we've got these kind of 3 pieces going on up here. Now, for extra cunningness points, select those 3, hold down Shift, and move them up to about there. There we go. That's making our object a bit more complicated and cool. Whee! Now we don't have any rivets up there on this top piece, but then again this top piece is going to have what appears to be a rocket launcher on it, so... Also we haven't got the pieces kind of hanging out under here yet, so I'm not particularly worried yet. I'm just kind of looking at the shapes now, trying to decide what the best thing to do next is, and it's going to be these hoses. Now they're not dynamic, these hoses, so I don't need to really do what I did in the last set, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a single cylinder, and if I'm looking, it looks like there's about 6 of these, so I'm going to start here and just start out with a simple shape like so, then we can go from there. And what I want to do obviously is kind of build these and then build a little bendy tube that goes in the middle, then I'm going to kind of move them all about a bit, and then I'm going to move them in a position afterwards. If you understand that, great. If you don't understand that, just keep watching, you'll understand in just a few minutes. Okay, going to move this in, because we don't really have enough room to do much else. Now a simple bevel. Don't worry if you can't bevel like this, it just takes practice, okay? Okay, now I'm going to detach that inside piece and call it temp 1, or temp exclamation mark, because I appear to have not pressed it properly. There we are, temp exclamation mark. Right, what I want to do here is extrude it. I'm only going to extrude it by about 1, maybe 2. There we go. And I'm going to do it a few times, so there we go. So now I want to bend it, but in bending it I'm going to have to be careful, so I'll probably use an FFD. So I'm just going to, well, first of all check that I'm recording. Phew, that's a relief. Secondly, I'm going to put on the FFD. 4x4x4 should be fine. And let's see, control points. Now, angle snap will come in useful here, because I want to do a 45-degree angle. There we go. And let's see, over here, we'll grab these two. I'm just trying to be creative in how I'm doing this, you see, so that I've got this kind of turn going on here. Grab these and turn them, there we go. Okay, so that's getting the kind of shape that I can live with, yeah? Yeah, I like that. Okay, now I'm going to collapse it, convert it to oval poly. Reason being I want to put another FFD over the top. I could have just layered these FFDs, by the way, I just chose not to. Now I'm going to get my control points on, and I can just kind of shape it like that if I want to, while still keeping the end big by doing that, or anything else I want. I think I'll just scale it in this way. Just checking the pipes. I kind of want to maintain the length as much as I possibly can, I suppose. I think I'll have to do this part manually. So I'll isolate this selection, make it a bit easier for me. What I'm trying to do, you see, obviously, is shorten it whilst not destroying it. Or at least not destroying the overall shape that I'm trying to get. Let's have a look, see how we're doing. Not too badly. It's got to fit in there, and then we're going to have another one over here, so pull back again, back to control points, round about there. There we go. Check out the perspective zoom on this. As you can see, we've still got the shape on it. It does like a squat pipe, which is perfect. Convert to edible poly. As I say, this isn't going to flex, so I'm not going to get on my freakazoid horse about that one. Now I need to make a copy. See if I got this right. Oh, I did. Okay. Why do I always press the wrong button? Right, now I want to select that, that and that. Hide unselected. Just so that I can kind of get these shaped into the right place now. Ooh, wrong way. There we go. Check that. Okay, and unhide all a minute. Make sure that that is completely wrong. So there we go. It's being a bloody nuisance. So I have to leave it manually. I think its transform gizmo needs resetting. Thought as much. Can normally tell. Oops, wrong way. Control A, flip. Okay, now I'm going to move this. Look at that, it's doing it again. Silly flippy thing. Control A and flip. I think I'm trying to move it on the local rather than the view. Let's try and move it on the view. There we are. Front viewport zoom. That's better. There, just move that a little bit. So that's there. Perspective zoom. And make sure it's in the right position now. Let's move along a little bit more. There we are. Perspective zoom. I think I need to check something actually. Isolate this selection. Delete that. I think I'm just going to drag it. Okay, so what I've done is just deleted off that cylinder that was giving us a few problems, to be quite honest. Now I'm going to just isolate this. Now what I need to do is rename this, so it's going to be a cap 1, so it's just a cap end, and I'm just going to copy it to cap 2, which I'm going to flip 180 degrees. By the way, the reason Max was being such a dick was because it was in the process of crashing. I've restarted it since then, so don't worry about it. There we go. And that's why it works now, and didn't then. Now we need to attach everything to this one, then I can use this one as the pivot. I mean, you can use the other one if you really have to, but, you know. So I'm going to attach this one, like so. Now it's up to you how detailed you want the inner pipe. I'm going to do what I usually do, quite frankly, so I'm going to select that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. I'll just loop them, and then I'll just do it in inward extrude, like that, and then reduce the extrusion base width, and we've got what looks like a flexi pipe, because you know I love making those. Just a case now of smoothing them all, really. And you can smooth them like that if you want. gives you a kind of organic pipe, or smooth any way you want. I mean, I'm just messing about, don't mind me. Find a good smoothing level that works for me. That'll do, 22. Actually, I better smooth these as well. They won't need 22. Auto smooth. That 15 should be enough. No, about 16. Okay, 22. Convert to oval poly and attach. Chink. Check. Yep, it's all one lovely big model now. And this is, we'll just give it a name of temp plug 1, because we're going to put a few of these in. Okay, so exit isolation mode, front viewport, zoom out, hide unselected, zoom perspective. Okay, so there's our plug there, and to be honest, I think I could probably do with moving this along a little bit more. So, oop, hang on, I was cloning it. Oh no, I wasn't. There's just 2 copies there for some obscure reason. Or is there? Yeah, there's a duff copy there. Go to that one. Okay, now I'm going to get this into the right position. And, let me see. Move that in. Now, I've got a few plugs to put in, so I'm going to kind of go down and make 4 copies, like so. And what I'm going to do is kind of flip these around a bit, so they're not identical to each other in the way they're positioned. It makes it look therefore like we've kind of modelled loads of different ones, which is cool. And I've noticed their position on the actual models themselves tend to be kind of however the designer felt they should be placed on that particular day, so I'm not particularly worried about breaking the aesthetics of the model. Especially as I have no idea what they actually do. I'm sure someone's written some fanfic though that's appropriate to it. Good old fanfic. Books for puddings by puddings. Okay, that looks about we'll have one more go on, and then one more. This will be the one with lots of pipes on. Dear Chris, why did you put so many pipes on your Dreadnought? That was wrong. I think you should have only put 6 on, and they are used as feeding tubes. Alright, thank you. I'll be sure to tell that to somebody who cares. Right, copy. And let's move these along. There we go. Back here, and attach all our lovely plugs. Right. Aspect of it. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with those actually, they work pretty well. Okay, now in here there's almost certainly some sort of mad machinery, which we don't see fortunately, or at least we don't see much of. Now I do know that there's going to be a big cylinder in here that I would imagine would control how the weapon arm moves about and stuff. So I'm going to build that, but I'm going to use a bit of the old magic guesswork I think as to what it's going to look like. So I'm going to make a cylinder, auto grid, 1 height segment, 18 sides, though I can do 22 actually. Neat. Yeah, it will be. I'm going to pull that out to about there, then to about there, and zoom on it. Whee! There we go. Right click, convert to editable poly. Boy, I bet you love hearing me say that over and over again. Oh, he's going to say it again. Yeah. Right click, convert to editable poly. And all I'm doing really is just making a kind of functional socket thing. Because really all it has to do is kind of be partially visible even, just through the gap that the mech leaves. So there we go. And that's our large arm socket that we're going to use here. Now, here's a cunning ruse. What I'm going to do is not waste this. So, if I select that, that, and that, hold Shift, I'm going to rip them out as a separate object. Give them any name I want, doesn't particularly matter. Now I want to go to my display, no, yes. Effect pivot only, send it to object. Just trying to remember what the hell I'm doing. One more I get like this all the time. Now back up like that, 90 degrees, so that was 95. Alright. Left hand viewport, zoom. Start lining this up. There. There. Let's flip them both around a bit. There we go. Perspective. Dash them into there. Now, if I just attach those onto here, press F4 a minute. And then just select these end caps. There we go. Alright, now back here, against that back wall there, and I just need to check a image I have over here. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to make a cylinder about there. And I'll reinforce that a bit more soon. Convert to editable poly. I don't know what this does either, by the way, so don't bother trying to ask me. I'm going to attach that straight off, that way I won't forget. Now I can go straight to bevel. Just kind of pulling out shape here, trying to find something that we can work with that won't, obviously, get in the way of our actual mechanics of the object if possible. And we can't copy this over to the other side. We can copy that kind of arm plug, but that's it. Right. What I'm doing really is just breaking up the long shape, because if you don't, then it kind of just looks weird, really. Oops, wrong way. And then there we go. See? And now we've made this shape here. Now we could do with some sort of a shape coming out here, so I'm just going to do this. In a bit. Like so. Bring it through into that. Now over here. Let's see, how near am I with that? Not very. Doesn't matter. That'll do. Go under here. Do an inset. And then a scale. Part of the fun of 3D doing this kind of bit. Well, it's all fun with 3D actually. Extrusion height of 0. Grow. And now a simple bevel out. And down. Possibly to about there. Actually no, a bit less. There we go. Now I should be able to just grab this and move it back a bit like so. It's not the most cunning way of doing it, but it's fast. And over here I think I'll just build a few cylinders as well. Nothing complicated. I just want kind of, they're like support stanchions really. Because of course in real life things don't just float. I'm sure sci-fi can make up all sorts of reasons why something does something, but it doesn't really, does it? Okay, now let's do some attaching. There we go. Top viewport. Press F3. Now then, we've got that big bloomin' cylinder in here, which I want to take a copy of, so I'm going to spin it 180 degrees. I've got my angle snap on. I'm going to clone it to element, and I'm going to pull it out over here, because quite obviously we need two of them. There we go. And back in perspective and zoom out. So now we've got that piece there. We've got the arm that the gun cannon thingy is going to attach to. We don't have our engine on the back yet, but I think I'll do that before I get on to doing the what do you call these thingies, weapons. Now this side here is kind of, well, it's just a box really. I'm trying to think what it is. I don't know what it is. It's a box. I'm going to start off around about here. Rotatable poly. And basically I'm just going to bevel it quite a lot. Trying to build it. It's not a very complicated shape even. It's just going to angle this down, then use the scale tool just to scale it back into position again, more or less. It's a very simple shape. Now, bevel it again, and a simple, more or less zero length extrude, just manually there. Do that. and I'm just going to bring it back in, like so. Alright. Bear with me, I've got a bit of a snuffly nose on again. Now, a couple of small cylinders in here. Make sure I can actually see them. And a couple of box shapes that need to be cut out, so I'm just going to go like this. Okay. I'll make another couple actually, just to be extra sure. Could be some kind of air venting system even for all I know. Oop. Huh, nice one, Chris. Right, slide it back in. Now, as I'm going to extrude, well, boolean quite a lot of these, it'll be easier if I attach them all together. Now, select this piece, and this one actually, simply because it's a little far to the right, and I need to just adjust it a bit. Right, now over here to my compound objects, boolean, pick operand B, there we go. Convert to edible poly. Okay, so we've got these kind of vent things going on here. Now our two little licorice all sorts we've created. I think I'll just get rid of those. Okay, so now I've deleted those, I'll just quickly recreate them. I'll just do I could do a sphere even, there we go. If I hemisphere it and give it 18 sides. There we go, and just copy it down. It becomes more or less a little control panel, doesn't it? Now, obviously going to have to chamfer these sharp edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, loop, and chamfer. Just a little bit, about 0.5. There we are. You may be working in a different scale to me, so if you are, then that won't do very much, to be honest. Okay, just a moment. Now, pipe work. Let's see, cylinders. I think I'll run one here. Good thing about this is I'm going to be able to copy this a few times once I've made it. Bevel. And hinge from edge. I'll just pick any old hinge because I can rotate it. 90 degrees. 12 segments. Here we go. Now, obviously, I'm going to rotate it, so let's see. Find the rotate tool. We'll rotate it into the right position. There we are. Now I've got that part selected again, so I'm just going to bevel it. Take that to about there. I just want this to be a very small bevel. Oops, wrong way. Tiny one. So there we are. And that goes like that. There we go. Front zoom. Press F3. Now I can adjust the angle of it a little bit. Make sure angle snap isn't on. There we are. Bring that back. and I think I'll bring that down a bit. Should be able to fit another one in there. Oh, they overlap a little bit. Perspective F3. And even if they do, all I do is grab this end and do that. And now they kind of fit a lot nicer. I could double those two pipes together anyway, because it doesn't matter that they're merging so much. Got enough room to move this down just a little bit. There we are. Now over here, I'm going to adjust it again and angle snap on. I want to use a rotate. Where has it gone? Ugh. Silly me. Right, I was pressing the wrong button because I wasn't looking at what I was doing. Remember kids, always look at what you're doing. Okay, and let's make another copy of that, or maybe more than one if you're feeling exciting. There we go. Now, just attach those in. Okay, now, let's make sure this is still recording actually. I want to go around to this side, and obviously you may remember these parts here and here. And there. Okay, select this one. Top viewport and zoom. Out, press F3. Now what I really want to do is kind of make it, actually not a good idea. I wanted to make a copy of that, but I think I'll give that a miss. Right, about there. Just clone it as an element. The perspective, zoom out. Okay, that's actually looking pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got no flipping idea what they are and what they do, but I'm happy with it. Okay, unhide all. Now we've still got this piece here, so I want to hide that and that. Okay, that leaves these parts here and the parts underneath. So I think what I'm going to have to do is select these bits and hide unselected. First up, I think this bit needs repairing because it appears to be in a bit of a state. Yeah, it is. Once we get going, this part will be quite simple. We just need to kind of... I mean, we could copy some of the existing pistons we've got already. That wouldn't be particularly hard either. Cap. I mean, I might look at the possibility of that. I just want to repair this first. Because it appeared to be getting a few, what do you call it? Artifacts. Oh, chamfer. Okay. Now I can delete this bottom piece off because I don't think we need it. Okay, zoom out. Unhide all. Now let's see what piston sets we've got that we can use. Okay, I'm going to select this leg. Hide unselected. Now I'm going to start getting rid of pieces that I don't want to see. Hide unselected. But I mean hide selected. Okay, and that leaves me these things. Here. Front viewport zoom. I know I could use hide by hit, but I just want to find the bits that I want. hide selection. Let's take these three. Hide selection. Okay, zoom. Don't need to see these. Perspective, zoom. All that. Yeah, neither of those are important. Shouldn't think we'll need that one either. Okay, and that should, in theory, just leave us at these ones. With their dummies? Yeah, it has. Okay. I'll copy those and drag them all the way up here, where they're out of the way. And then unhide all. Alright, now what I need to do is front viewport, press F4, otherwise I'll never see everything. Select that, and straight down the middle select that, hide unselected. Up here I'm now going to move this down. Perspective, zoom in. Now I can see where these are going to have to fit, hopefully. Up and to the right. Left viewport zoom, press F3. So rotate these round a bit. Turn off angle snap so I can line them up. There we go. Quite a useful thing on already having the pistons built. Means I don't have to mess around quite so much. Okay. So I just need to kind of line these up a bit, really. Let's see. Come on, select. Damn you. Looks like the X form's open. Ah, that's it. There we go. Just going to place that there. Pull back. Perspective time. 3F4. As I say, it is important that we kind of set these up. I'm aware some of them don't actually have anywhere to link yet, but that's not particularly important. Okay, now I need to swing this round. It'd be easier if I do this using the angle snap tool. That there. Right, now that one I'll have to manually correct myself, but I can do that easily enough. This one's another one that has to be bought in. There we go, to about there. Now I'm aware that none of these have a base yet. Can't say I'm particularly worried about that either. I mean, I can build them a base quite easily. Or just bury them in the base of here where they'll never actually be seen again if necessary, which also works. Because then all I have to do is just build a cylinder across the middle of them. Alright, do some quick linkage. Better close that X form off as well. Press F4. link these bottom pieces in. Now, just want to repair these ends here, because they're not doing anything anyway. I need to use my select tool for this. Let me see. Hinge from edge. Pick my hinge. I'm going to have this one. 90 degrees. 9 segments. Same again over here. Hinge from edge. Pick hinge. Okay. And then just extrude them off into infinity. Whee! There they go. Straight up in there. Okay. Press F4 now. Can't remember if this is actually linked in properly or not, but well, that side is. So that's a start anyway. Yeah, that's fine. This rear one isn't, however, so I better link that one in. Alright. I need to make sure that it turns from this as well. Okay, because even though it can move from that, I want it to kind of link down onto this anyway. And of course this links onto that little tube in there, and that little tube links onto there. Pull back, press H, check our hierarchy. Okay, now I'm going to just use my select tool, because I want to see what object 0 is. This is the mystery object, hurrah, which I'm now going to link to this. There we are. Now what this should mean technically is that I can move it all, whee, like that. And I can. I thank you. I know it ain't perfect, but I'm sure you can make it better. And with that, unhide all, and I'll see you in the next part. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.